Hi there. On this episode, we interview ArchitecT. I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone. Today on Meet the Coaches, we have ArchitecT. Let's start this off with an introduction. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is ArchitecT. I'm 32 years old. I've been playing this game since season 2. I've been coaching for about a year, I would say. About a year and a bit. I'm a ex-support player, so I coach support and main tank and a little bit of off tank. And I dabble a little bit with Hanzo and stuff like that. But yeah, before I even started doing the type of coaching I was doing now, I was actually a macro coach for a few 4.3, 4.4, and 4.1k SR teams.
How'd you get started with those teams?
Oh, it was just I had a friend who decided to take it up a notch with his team, and there was a site or Discord called Nano, and they became affiliated with some other team. And yeah, then from there I found Roar Esports, and then I met Aplox, and then we found a community within them where there was coaches, and we were talking back and forth, and then yeah, I just found myself a team, and just people started using my name around, and that became that. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way to do it right there.
Yeah.
Just networking. That's great to hear.
hmm
Is there any specific reason you started coaching rather than playing?
Honestly, it came to a point where, as a player, I felt that, I was doing all the behind work. So I was doing all the analysis. I was doing all the strategies. I mean, I was naturally, I don't know, I was just so natural to kind of, I wouldn't say micromanaging, but kind of assisting people to do something in my game. So I'd be saying hey Reinhardt, can you hold your shield while I'm doing this, that, and the other? I felt like it was so natural. Then that became natural afterwards for me captaining a team, and then I was shot calling, and then so on and so on. But I think in the end, it was just there was so much that I had to do that I just burnt myself out, and I didn't want to let go of Overwatch. So I thought, hey, why not try coaching? And it literally just started from there. So that's how it
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty similar background. I used to be a player for WBC Ice,
Mhm.
and kind of just developed I was kind of doing the coaching role a little bit
Yeah.
for that, and I was like, man, I should just do this more. I guess at that point I was also coaching, so that's a little bit cheating. But I noticed I only want to coach rather than
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
So what brought you to GGBC?
Honestly, it was just basically I was so I was coaching for a bunch of teams, and it really ranged from plat to 4.4, and there was a lot of tension for tier 3 teams and such, and it was just me having to deal with all of this stuff, and it really burnt me out yet again. And then so I took a break, and I decided that I didn't want to do anything to do with Overwatch or coaching. I didn't even want to play the game. And then so I was like, what, actually I kind of feel like I miss it. So I thought, why don't I just try, micro coaching, because it was a little bit more easier for me to get into that. And then I just happened to find GG bootcamp, and I was like, why not? Why not just try that? So it was literally
Yeah.
by luck. Yeah.
Yeah, coaching teams is demanding. We'll say. I think that's a good way of putting it. It definitely
Yeah.
takes a lot of work from the coach perspective. Um, what? So when you're doing micro coaching, who's your favorite hero to coach? What do you like to coach?
Um, I would say, okay, this is I was trying to think of this earlier, but there's two. It's actually Anna, because she was my main, and there's so many things I can coach about with her. My other is Reinhardt, because I feel like with Reinhardt there's a lot of psychology involved.
Yeah,
Baiting
the
the
shield
shell.
war.
Yeah, the shield war. It's
Yeah, the shield
so
war.
you can be so creative with that one on one, and it's really which Reinhardt can out Reinhardt the other Reinhardt, and it's such a, I don't know, it's really such an instinctual thing. You either have it or you don't. Well, you can still learn it, but I think it's just there's so many aspects to Reinhardt
Yeah.
I think from just from a coach perspective, it's so fun for me to just I don't know. For me, it's so much more involved. I mean, Anna's great. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's like she's a very macro oriented hero, as well as like I mean, mechanically she's right. You have to not miss your sleeps. You need to heal everything. You need to anti the perfect opportunity. You need to sleep the
Yeah.
perfect targets. So there's a lot of like micro things, but like she is also the commander of your team as well. So but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally I find Reinhardt almost difficult to coach a lot of the time because kind of like you say it is kind of this instinctual thing. And so it's hard to put into words what they should do.
Yeah.
So I often find myself just being like, you need to be more aggressive here. We're
Yeah.
not that aggressive.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly.
Like show them you exist,
Yeah.
but don't die.
Yeah, yeah.
When you see students playing Rhine and doing the shield war,
Hmm.
what mistakes do they make?
Oh, man. This would take so long, but like the thing that I see the majority of them do is the charge. By far, that is,
Oh, the
yeah,
charge.
that is by far the number one killer for most
Absolutely.
Reinhardts. When I see them charge, they miss the target and then they're in a completely bad position.
Hmm.
And I just like I as a joke, I would say just unbind the shift key because it will
Yeah,
stop you from using it, right? But then I was like, actually no, wait, that's actually good advice because then they'll stop using it and then they don't
it
have an
is.
ability to get out from. So it will help them be better with shield management, to using corners, to everything that encompasses a solid Reinhardt. So I know it's a meme, but like literally, it is the
It's
charge.
good.
Yeah.
No, I had the exact same thought process. I said, I know it's a meme, but like unbind your shift key.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, actually unbind your
Yeah.
shift key though.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I coach a lot of Zaryas too, and to be a Zarya and watch your Rhine just pin in,
Oh.
it's awful because I'm like, okay, I'll pause at like the moment they start to pin. I'm like, I guarantee your Reinhardt is dead in the next 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just so sad. I agree completely. Okay, big open-ended question time.
Mhm.
You sit down for a session with a student.
Mhm.
What does a session with you look like? What is your methodology? What is it structured like? What do you focus on?
Mhm. Mhm. Okay. So I've had a lot of practice with this, and like I'm in real life, at least, my friends, my family, whatever, they always say to you that I'm like the most chilled guy there, and like it's so easy to like talk to me, um, and I feel like that's exactly the kind of feeling, the vibe that I want the other person to feel. Like I'm not fake. I'm not going to pretend anything else, this and that and the other. I'm not, secretly something else. I'm trying to be like very, very open with you. So when like we have a conversation with each other, I like you're the people, I'm the coach. I want it to feel very natural. So like when I'm asking you like questions about what it is that you're doing, I'm not saying it to judge you. I'm just trying to ask you a question like, like your reasoning is good, but I want to see if I can like amplify that, like whatever
Yeah.
decision making that you're doing, as long as it's not literally a bad thing, like I want to try and like amplify what it is that you're doing. Like if you say for example you're an Anna and you like to do the passive healing, well that's great. That means that nobody dies. So you're keeping up your teammates, that you're getting more nanos. That's great. Like if that's how you want to play, then I'm going to try and help you to maximize your healing output and know when to chuck those anti-nades and know when to use that sleep dart and know when to get those nanos right at the right time on the right target. Like I will never try and say like this template fits all. Like that's for me that's the wrong way to coach. I feel like everyone has a play style and everyone has like their personality which they adapt with the hero, and that's what I want to try and do. That's pretty much what in my mind that's what I'm trying to achieve here for you being the pupil is I take your style and then I just try to make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think that's a very creative answer, and I appreciate that. I think that is an interesting way of approaching it, and I think I can see a lot of other coaches who do that without knowing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like obviously it's so important to open a dialogue with the student and to make sure that it is a conversation and that like the thing I always tell my students at the beginning of a VOD review is the VOD is not important.
No.
The VOD is a tool that helps me figure out what you're thinking.
Yeah.
A better way for me to figure out what you're thinking is for you to tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and some of them may be rhetorical, like, hey, why did you pin into 5, enemies?
Yeah.
And some of them won't be, like, why are you, in this position here?
Mm-hmm.
Because understanding the student's thinking is the first step in saying, okay,
Yes.
it's good that you're doing that and you have the same reason, you have the correct reason to do this, but notice how your actions aren't backing up your reasoning, right? You could do X instead.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have the wrong reasoning and you need to fix that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think that's a great point. When you've been coaching at GGBC, what has been your favorite past experience?
Oh man, it's got to be the reviews. It's got to be the reviews, man.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be,
man.
Yeah, for me,
they're so nice.
Like, dude, like I'm like swamped, like every day during VOD reviews, right? And like, they're killer, man. Like, okay, we like it. It takes like a portion of our time to do just one, right? And we want it to be like concise. We want it to be like not too overly complicated, but we want it digestible, we want to keep it simple for you guys, right? And like that in itself, like unless it's natural to you, it takes forever. Like I don't know how many times I've like, because I'm typing this stuff like for myself, like I'm like, this is how I want this to be, this is how I want it to sound, and this is it, and it's so complicated. But then for the player, I want it to just be simple. I want whatever I've taken, I'll take like maybe one sentence from like 50 pages of the thing that I've written and be like, okay, that's it. That's what I want to share with the person. And so like when I do that, it literally takes hours, So like I pour my heart and soul into this. And then when someone says like, oh man, this was like such a refreshing coach, and the reviews are so positive, like even though I'm like mentally fatigued, that alone charges me again. I'm like, I'm going to do this again, and like that's what just keeps, it really does help. Like these reviews, I don't know, man, they just charge us coaches. We feel like, oh, we're actually doing something that's good, And I feel like, this Discord is, oh man, I love this Discord. It's so good. The feedback is great and everyone's so wholesome.
Yeah, it is very empowering.
Yeah.
I mean, never have I read a review and felt bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. It's great. So I was just like reminiscing on old reviews. So ArchitecT, this has been wonderful. This has been a very fun one.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to shameless plug at the end here?
Honestly, like my stuff is linked on my Discord. If people want to like follow me and stuff, like whatever, man. Like you want to, don't. If you don't. Like I'm never gonna ask anyone for anything. Like I'm doing this for free. I'm not trying to get famous. I'm not trying to get like whatever. It's just I'm doing this for free. I feel like so fulfilled when I help people anyway. So whatever, man. Like you can see my stuff on my Discord. I've put it there. Like it's all there. You don't have to join. You don't have to come. Whatever. It's just if I'm there and you want to be coached by me, hey man, thank you. That's it.
Well, I will ask them to follow you, and I will put the links in the description.
Oh, damn.
If you're listening to this, scroll down, click on the links, follow them on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. ArchitecT, thank you so much. This has been an awesome episode.
No, thank you so much.
I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.